Okay, the Belvedere. I'm getting ready to do some actual work on this car. I'm gonna remove these strips and cut out the lower part of these rocker panels. You can see kind of identified where the bad rust holes are. I'm gonna take off the back bumper, and I wanted to take bumper bolts and brackets off, but it's looking like that I'm concerned about getting the bolts out, and I'll show you why. And this is experience. That let me get some light on here. This is from experience and knowing the reality of things. Just a second. Okay, so these bumper bolts, there's some kind of a weld nut inside this sheet metal piece of subframe, and it's 65 years that they've been rusted in there. The car was theoretically Z-barred, and then somebody did me a nice favor and sprayed all this undercoating all over everything, so it's not that fun. There's my new spring shackles that I built and urethane bushings. So I would like to get these bolts out, and I've been coiling them, and my impact wrench isn't budging them. I'm going to give the coil a little bit more time to work in. I've wire brushed, but probably what I'm going to wind up doing is just leaving the bumper brackets on, and the camera isn't going to show, but just take the bolts off the bumpers and remove the bumper. The reason why I want to do this is I'll clean all this mess up and get all of this undercoating off and paint this. And what I do is I just take an area, clean it all up, make it look good, and then fix whatever needs to be fixing. But what I'm afraid of is that if there's weld nuts inside this sheet metal and I get torquing on these, I'll either round the bolt off or tear the whatever weld nut is in there out from inside the frame. Then I've really got an issue. Now, if this was a frame off restoration car, rare car, pedigreed car, you know, and you're doing a full restoration, then yeah, you just do what you got to do. And if you tear it up, so be it. You repair it or replace it and make it new again. But in this case, that could wind up costing hundreds and hundreds of dollars to just because you wanted brand new shiny looking bolts up there. So you got to kind of draw the line somewhere on these cars. So the reason I want to do that though is because whoever did the restoration on this car, they just got in a big hurry here on some of this stuff. I want to get that bumper off so I can clean that all up. And while I'm painting the rocker panels, I'm going to probably shoot paint from this quarter trim down around and all the way up to the front door. And I've got a pretty good match on the paint, and if it doesn't match exact, it's kind of broken up by this strip here, and it's kind of under the car, and it will not be very noticeable. So that's what we're doing with the Belvedere. So this is going to be the problem. Is this bolt came out. This bolt, obviously, I had to wind up cutting the head off, and I've got enough sticking out that I can weld a nut to it, but it is so seized that even at my 1/2-inch drive breaker arm with a floor jack would not break this loose. And what I was afraid of is that I was going to start folding up the sheet metal around it. So at least I can get some aerocroil onto the threads, and if need be, weld a nut, and the heat from that will break it loose. I will get that out. I got something left to work with, so that's the good news. Now, here's what the spray undercoating shit does all over everything. I'm going to clean most of that off, clean all this up, and put some POR 15 or some kind of rust inhibitor on. And there's maybe a repair that needs to be made right here. And You can see that. And this side of the car, the driver's side, this is the tire that, for some reason, it's the center of the road. I don't know what it is, but it's always the driver's side rear that gets the most of the crap. The other side doesn't look too bad, but this side I'm going to have to do some work too. So that's going to be the next project with the Belvedere. Is you can see that I made new spring hangers, but this area needs some reinforcement or something. So my spring hangers are really robust. So that's it for that. Interesting. Got the back bumper off the Belvedere, and I was suspicious that it was a replate. And here's this bumper is almost perfect, except for there's one spot. That's unfortunate, and I'm not going to replace the bumper over it, which is why I took the trouble to get it off the car and the brackets without doing too much damage. So I'm cleaning up the inside of the bumper, and I find this. So I'm going to see if this company is still in business. Here's a serial number, and this is probably it's PR. That probably means a month and a date or a time frame of when it was replated. So I'm going to see if I can get a hold of this company and see if they have anything to say about this bumper, just for grins. Doesn't mean that they're going to replate it, or they may not even be in business, because plating companies go out one after the other. It's incredibly environmentally unfriendly of a business to be in. So we'll take a look at that. There's the bumper brackets. I got those off with a degree of difficulty I would describe as on 1 to 10. They were at a 9. They'd kind of rust welded themselves to the body, and the bolts, I only managed to get 2 of them out. That look at the how over the years the rust has just eaten away at the shank. So can't put those back in. One of them I got loose enough to let go, because one goes through a hole, the other one is open on one end, and it may be somebody did that. I don't know, but the bolts are so tight and so rusted on that I got them loose enough to where that I could. I had to use a floor jack the bumper up and down, and to get things worked loose so I could get it off there. So here we have sloppy workmanship from the previous paint job, and what I can do is I can remove this trim, and you can see that need to make some corrections there, and I'll paint this, clean this all up, get this line here to look nice and crisp the way it should. And I have matching paint, so before I reinstall the back bumper, I will put that back on. The bumper brackets are going to get powder coated, and then I'll use some fresh fasteners, and that'll make it all look somewhat decent back there. So just going up another level on this restoration, just doing a little bit better. And then the next guy will go like, what was he thinking? And maybe the next owner will do an even better job. But point is that I think I'm going to make this into some kind of video. People tend to work at their level that they can do. Like, it fits their financial picture, it fits their skills, and it fits the tools and equipment that they have available. Not everybody is a $300 an hour artisan craftsman. Not everybody has thousands and thousands of dollars to pay somebody to do things, but they still enjoy the hobby, and they still like to show off what they were able to do, and maybe they just plain, they think that what they're doing is the very best thing. So, and that's fine, and it's okay. So when you're at a car show and you're looking at somebody's car, just kind of like zip the lip, keep the comments to yourself as far as how you felt that they built the car. I've been with people that were looking at somebody's car and they'll say, oh, their paint job's wavy or whatever, right in front of the person. And it's kind of like, well, you know, first of all, it embarrasses me because I'm not going to say anything because I kind of understand. And I'm just glad that you're there at the car show and that you're doing the same thing, because you know the numbers keep us alive. Businesses won't be in business if there's not people out there wanting to do it. And I really don't want to insult anybody unless they have it coming. Some people do need to be insulted. So that's just my thoughts there. So this Belvedere project is just the restoration level would be a level down from me, and I'm going to do the best I can what fits my ability, my garage size, my shop, and financially what makes any kind of sense to just kind of go back through this car, which is what I've been doing, straighten out some things that I think need to be straightened out, and upgrade it. It's clearly a upgrade, but it may not be, you know, I didn't strip the thing down to the bare shell, send it out to some body shop and have them do all kinds of metal work. The car just isn't worth it. So that's pure and simple. But I really like the car, and I enjoy driving it. Not as much as other cars I've had, but it's still nice to have a car that you can just jump in, hit the key, and take off and go somewhere. So, and it kind of emulates the stock, super stock look. So anyways, that's my rant for this video, and thanks for watching. And if you subscribe, I appreciate it. It helps the algorithms. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, but it helps me, and it justify doing things a little bit better. But I get nothing out of this financially from anybody, because let's face it, it's just not a big enough channel to do that. But I'm still going to document videos and do things so people can kind of see, you know, like, this is how Joe Average does things, kind of. Anyways, thanks for watching.